Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler review series videos I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. I completely forgot that this item existed. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm around about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my super spiffy Boom Battle Arena Toshinden shirt. Specifically of the character select screen, what with all the characters and such. And if you're unfamiliar with the 3D weapons-based fighting extravaganza game that was the series Battle Arena Toshinden, that's probably pretty reasonable at this point. But back in like the mid-90s, I want to say like mid to late 90s, there was some buzz about it, man. Yeah, it kind of became prominent. It came out during like the PS1 era, and it became a bit of a thing for a little bit because it really was kind of 3D fighting games had already existed up to that point, but it was the first one that centered on like weapon-based combat. You know, all the characters had their own unique weapon, and you know, it definitely gave them kind of a boost. Then, you know, you had like Soul Edge and then the Soul Calibur series that came from that, and it really just kind of blew Battle Arena Toshinden out of the water, which I personally have always felt was a damn shame because the two franchises, although they have a, you know, similar core principle, weapon-based 3D fighting games, very different in terms of execution. But I like both, but I have a great deal of fondness for Battle Arena Toshinden. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why did I forget that it was a thing? Well, it happens to be, boom, it is Volt Blue Energy drink. It is their blueberry flavored one. Let's get a thing for the thing here real quick. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Let me do the thing. Ha 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 ha! Something like that. So yeah, man. I think I got this at like Big Lots or a dollar store or something like that. And I think I bought it like maybe 2 weeks ago. And I went over there, I got it, I took it, I tossed it in my car. And the thing about my car is that it tends to be pretty disorganized. You know, I'm a single guy. I don't have a lot in the way of passengers, you know, because like usually my friends get together, we just congregate anyway. So it just ended up being one of those things where it just kind of ended up under some paperwork that I had. And I was going through today and I was like, oh shit, that's right. So let's try out a cheapo energy drink that's supposed to be blueberry flavored. Yeah. And then we open the drink. I'm guessing that this is really just going to be generic citrus energy drink flavor with kind of a light blueberry flavor underneath, because that's what I'm smelling. Let's give it a go. That's exactly what it is. 1,000 fucking %. Yeah. Ooh. That's not great. Alright, well. So yeah, like I said, this is a cheapo energy drink. It's some fucking no-name, who the fuck cares, whatever drink. And that's fine. I'm not opposed by any stretch of the imagination to cheap energy drinks. But the thing is that you do run into the problem with them, is that most of them tend to work off of the exact same formula. And it's basically the formula, the energy drink formula that they came out with around the time when like Monster was first coming into, you know, becoming a big thing. And I've mentioned this in other energy drink reviews. It's just been this thing. Like, so to kind of go into the flavor, it's basically, it tastes like a shittier version of the standard green Monster. Is the easiest way I can explain it. It's got kind of it's got sort of a citrusy sort of hit to it. You know, a little bit of a tanginess, a little bit of a sweetness. And then it's exactly what I said. There's kind of a layering of blueberry flavor over it, but you get a decent hit at the front, it dies quickly, and then it just is just that generic bullshit, energy drink flavor. And then kind of at the tail end, there's a little bit of like a blueberry aftertaste, but it's not very good. It's kind of unpleasant. Yeah, I'm not big on the aftertaste. It's not hugely abrasive, but I don't like it very much. And I can see what they were trying to do. They're kind of trying to take the tartness of the blueberry flavor and blend it into that sort of, a little bit of a tanginess from the kind of citrusy flavor from the energy drink. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't do anything to hide what it is. It's a super basic bitch energy drink. Um, yeah, the problem I run into with these things is it's not 2006 anymore, Like, we've moved so far past the generic energy drink stuff, Even, you go back to Monster. Monster is one of the old ones, right? Monster has like a billion flavors. Yeah, you can still get the original green shit if that's what you want, and I'm sure that still sells really well. But even that, at the very least, they've refined it and everything. It's a smoother experience for what it is than just like the super generic shit. And then they also have a billion flavors that they're always adding on to. And then you have things like Bang and Rain and like all these things where it's just like, when it comes to this stuff, it exists solely to be a cheap option. That is it. Because in terms of the flavor, it ain't anything great. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Probably not, and probably not. Only way I would get this again is if it was really cheap and I needed an energy drink, and for whatever reason, I just wasn't willing to shell out for, a couple extra bucks for a better one. It really just comes down to the discount factor with these things, because the flavor-wise, which is really what I'm basing it off of, is, again, it's just shitty generic energy drink flavor with just some, kind of crap blueberry flavor on top of it. It's not a terrible flavor pairing for what it is, I guess, but it doesn't do enough to hide what it is fundamentally. It's just very bleh. And for that reason, I'm not going to go over there and go out of my way to recommend it. It's not horrendous or anything. I don't think my eyes are going to roll back in my head and I'm going to die from it being awful. But by that same token, yeah, it's not anything that you or I or anybody in particular need to indulge in. Do yourself a favor, pay the extra buck or so, get something that you really want, something that's going to be, but again, does it have a quality in terms of a discount factor? Sure, I guess. If you can get it for cheap enough and you just need an energy drink, sure, it'll work in a utility capacity. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. Go over their episodes of truly proper energy drink-tastic rest of your life. As much as I enjoy trying these cheapo energy drinks, because it is kind of fun for me, if I'm being honest, just love yourself. First of all, if you love yourself, probably don't drink energy drinks anyway. But if you are going to, love yourself. Get one that you really like. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. Let me restart that. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what do you do if you can't do it all the time? I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations dealing with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over, maybe you're like, Brandon, you're a crazy person. Volt Energy is the greatest energy drink, and it was brought over on the Mayflower by my grandfather. It helped build this country. You don't even know. Maybe, to be fair, I didn't look up the long and vaunted history of Volt Energy drinks. But if you do happen to be a fan of it, that's great. Genuinely. I'm not going to go over there. Whenever I go over there and do these critiques and stuff, because it doesn't happen often, but I have, on a rare occasion, had somebody take personal issue with my review of something. And it's one thing if I, got something wrong or, because sometimes I do. But, sometimes people take it so personally, and it's like, look, dude, just because I didn't like this particular brand of Faygo doesn't mean that I'm going to come to your door, kick it down, piss on your bed, and then leave like, what's up, bitch? I'm not going to do that. It's just not who I am. But anyway, hopefully you just enjoy whatever energy drinks you do enjoy, or again, probably better, don't enjoy energy drinks and, just kind of live a good, healthy life. Anyway,